name is Sudiksha, and today I'm going to persuade you guys with the growing rate of obesity in current generation considering the current scenario of Dallas. I have used the sources from college library like eLibrary, CQ Researcher, Explora, and SIRS for my research on this topic. Let's move towards the introduction. According to the data issued on US Preventive Service Task Force, today about 17% of Americans aged 2 to 19 are in the category according to CDC. In US, in 2014 and 2015, obesity affected 5.5% of male and 9.9% of female. Also in 64% of preteens who are obese grown up to become obese adult. In 2010, more than 78 million US adults and 12.5 million children were obese, according to Center for Disease Control and Prevention. They also state that rate is risking in fact fast track. A report by Robert Wood Johnson Foundation found that if obesity increases at the same rate, the number of new cases of 2-type diabetes, coronary heart disease, and stroke could increase zerofold between 2010 and 2020. These days, obesity has become a serious problem among the young people. I want you to know who else is not worried about the weight and afraid about their daily life. Dietary to keep yourself away from being obese. If there is anyone who is already suffering from it, what kind of problems do you think obesity has brought in your life? Moving towards the thesis, problem solutions and visualizations are my primary topics that I'm going to discuss. Problems. Since 1979, the number of Canadian children with obesity has tripled, with almost 1 in 3 children now having excess weight. The problem with people these days are they ignore what might happen and they try to fulfill their needs at current state. They forget what obesity can cause in future and dig into the heavy pile of junk named fast food and sodas. Regular consumption of fast food is associated with indigesting an extra 800 calories a week. It's for a boy and 660 calories for girls, translating into possible weight gain of 4.5 kg, which is equals to 10 pounds or more a year. These increasing evidence that teens are particularly vulnerable to fast food and beverage marketing and consumes more of it in their preteens. Obesity raises the risk of host of health problems including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, also certain kinds of cancers, high blood pressure, stroke, osteoarthritis, and reproductive problems. They say the heavier you get, the more you suffer from diseases. As we have problems, we should always look forward for the solutions. Solutions should not be like what we are doing, we should continue doing that. The solution to the problem should be generated from the root. Talking about the solutions, if we are willing to solve these problems caused by obesity, we must follow what experts says. We must follow our daily routine together with the idea of losing weight and living a healthy life. We need to understand what causes obesity and what can really address it. Ultimately, a successful diet must be consistent with the patient's preference. There is no magic formula, expert says. We usually say the best diet is the diet you can stick to, says Sai, who is an expert in dietary and health promotions. Medication is also one important solution for helping patients lose weight. In fact, the new obesity guidelines recommend patients work with trained healthcare professions such as a registered dietitian, behavioral psychologist, other trained weight loss counselors will lose their weight more than the ones who practice by themselves. The author of Whitehurst Star asserts that bombarding children and teenagers with advertisement for junk food is leading to significant health problems now and promising shorter and sicker futures. Physical exercise is also a major deal to control obesity. The more you burn calorie, healthier you live and your life, says experts. Since I have mentioned about the solutions that we need to practice in our daily life to stay away from all the serious illness obesity can cause, the major change that we need to bring is to change our attitude towards what we want to be and what we are today. Let's talk about the visualizations. Obesity is a kind of illness that can change the pillars of your life. Obesity can affect a person's psychological and emotional behaviors. They feel unattractive, rejected, and unwanted in the society, which makes them emotionally weak every time. Obesity can lead to ill health, which is linked to depression, anxiety, and other social discriminations. The further emotional strain may cause further weight gain, but if the attitude of people towards obesity and obese people can change, then they are more likely to go for change. They start feeling inspired and start working for change. One study found that a third of children entering a weight control program at age 6 to 12 lost 20% of their weight or more, and 30% were no longer obese 10 years later. Concluding my topic, a healthy life leads to a healthy future. This is a fact we all must follow. Barbara Mantle, a freelance writer in New York City, talks about prevention of obesity in her article Preventing Obesity. Obesity is common, serious, and costly. According to the latest study from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), we need to talk about long-term consequences. We need intensive, comprehensive, and ongoing effort to address obesity. If we don't, more people will get sick, die from obesity, and other obesity related conditions such as heart disease, stroke, and various kind of cancers, as I have mentioned above. With all these informations, I would like to conclude my speech on this topic.